it's Jim again. I'm doing my EMS how-to topic on IV drug pushes and drug flushes. You can see here I have a 500 bag of saline. My particular department only carries 500 bags. I mean, you have a variety in other places, 500,000 bags. Like I said, this is the one that we use. So I've gone ahead and I've spiked this with a 10 drop set, and I've already flushed out my line. Might be hard to see here, but it's already flushed out. Now you have two ports that you can use. You have a needle port and you have a needle-less port. So for today, for this topic, we're going to use the needle-less port. Alright. Now a lot of your protocols, especially your ACLS protocols, have IV drug pushes. So for here, for our example, I have a pre-filled syringe of Epi. Everybody's pretty familiar with this. This is the Epi 1 in 10,000. So in order to get this prepared, you have plastic stoppers on both sides. Pretty simply, just pop those off. Next, this blue plunger screws directly into the back. Screw that in all the way. Alright. Now what you also want to do is you also want to take note, you have gradient lines on the back here. You need to get your stopper to the 0 line before you push your drug. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so now we've zeroed our drug. On the top, you have a needle port and you have a needle-less port. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this back on, because as I said, we're using the needle-less port for this particular video. Again, plastic stopper, just pop that off, set that aside, you don't need that anymore. These have a thread on the end of them, and there's the other side of the thread on this. All you simply do is press that on there, screw that in good and tight. You want to make sure you pinch off your line behind the medication, and then all you simply do is you will just push. Obviously first you're going to aspirate, make sure you have blood, and then you would push your drug. Okay, then I'm going to release, I'm going to unscrew, and you would use your flow control to flush out any drug that's left in this tubing here, because you could still have some drug left in this part of the tubing, so you want to flush all that out. Now the second part of the topic is if we needed an IV flush. So for that I'm going to use a syringe. This particular one's 20 cc's. They have 10, they have 3. I'm just using this for this demonstration. It's the same principle. This screws into here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pinch off between the syringe and the patient this time, as opposed to between the syringe and the rest of the tubing. So we close that off, make sure our flow is open, and we're going to pull back however we need. For this example, I'm going to do 10. Shut this off. Of course you want to, you can see there's some air in the top. Of course you want to go ahead and evacuate all that air out. Do this so everybody can see it well. There. Now a drug flush, you're going to use, obviously the best example is going to be with your adenosine. You're going to want to flush particularly right after you push the drug.